In the Marvel Universe, there are heroes, there are legends, and then there are forces so powerful that they defy imagination. On one side stands Jean Grey, the Omega mutant chosen by the Phoenix Force, a being of creation and destruction. On the other side rides the Ghost Rider, the spirit of vengeance, an eternal flame of judgment who punishes the guilty. Today we ask the ultimate question: what happens when cosmic fire meets hellfire? Who would win in a battle between Jean Grey and Ghost Rider? Let's find out. The rise of Jean Grey, the Omega mutant. Jean Grey was introduced as one of the original X-Men, a young telepath with remarkable gifts. But Jean's destiny was never limited to being just another mutant. She was destined to become a cosmic force, the host of the Phoenix Force. As a natural-born Omega-level mutant, Jean possessed telepathy and telekinesis on levels that surpassed almost every other psychic in Marvel Comics. With just her base abilities, she could read and manipulate thoughts, create mental illusions, shield minds from intrusion, and even erase memories. Her telekinesis allowed her to manipulate matter at a molecular level, levitate massive objects, and unleash concussive energy blasts. But what truly set her apart was her bond with the Phoenix Force. The Phoenix is a primal cosmic entity of life, death, and rebirth, a being beyond comprehension that chose Jean as its avatar. Once Jean merged with the Phoenix, her power multiplied to infinity. She could manipulate matter on a universal scale, resurrect the dead, absorb cosmic energy, and destroy entire star systems with a thought. Her greatest feat, the infamous destruction of the Debari star system, wiped out billions of lives in an instant. Jean Grey with the Phoenix is considered one of the most dangerous beings in the Marvel multiverse. Her only limitation is her own emotional instability and human heart, which often clashes with the raw, destructive hunger of the Phoenix. Yet in battle, Jean Grey is a terrifying opponent who can overwhelm even gods with the sheer intensity of her power. The spirit of vengeance, Ghost Rider's cosmic fire. If Jean Grey embodies the primal force of creation and destruction, Ghost Rider represents the eternal judgment of vengeance. Ghost Rider is not just one character. It is a mantle passed down to multiple hosts throughout Marvel's history. From Johnny Blaze to Robbie Reyes, each Ghost Rider carries the spirit of vengeance, a supernatural force empowered by heaven and hell alike. At his core, Ghost Rider is a fusion between a mortal host and the demonic entity Zarthos. When transformed, the Rider wields Hellfire, a mystical flame that burns not just flesh, but the very soul. His chains can extend infinitely, slice through nearly anything, and burn with unholy fire. He rides a blazing motorcycle that defies physics, capable of climbing walls, riding across water, or even traversing dimensions. But Ghost Rider's most terrifying ability is the penance stare. With a single gaze, he forces his victim to experience all the pain and suffering they have caused others. For ordinary mortals and villains, this is a fate worse than death. Their souls are shattered, trapped in a loop of agony. Even gods and cosmic entities have felt its sting, though some have resisted its effects. Ghost Rider's durability is equally frightening. He has survived being blown apart, crushed, drowned, and even disintegrated, only to reform through sheer supernatural will. As long as there is evil in the universe, the spirit of vengeance cannot be permanently killed. In fact, some versions of Ghost Rider have displayed near-omnipotent levels of power, defeating beings like Galactus, Mephisto, and even the Avengers combined. Ghost Rider is not just a demon on a motorcycle. He is judgment incarnate. His existence is tied to cosmic balance, making him one of the most feared and unstoppable forces in all of Marvel. Head-to-head, powers and limitations. To decide who would win between Jean Grey and Ghost Rider, we must compare their strengths and weaknesses. Jean Grey, especially when bonded with the Phoenix, operates on a near-omnipotent scale. She has the power to manipulate matter, bend reality, and destroy cosmic structures in an instant. She is versatile, able to attack physically, mentally, and energetically at the same time. Few beings can resist her raw psychic power. However, her greatest weakness is her humanity. Jean is often torn between compassion and destruction, between control and surrender to the Phoenix's hunger. If her emotions spiral out of control, she can lose focus or even self-destruct. Ghost Rider, by contrast, thrives on single-minded purpose. He does not hesitate, he does not waver. His durability far surpasses most beings. Physical destruction means nothing to him. As the spirit of vengeance simply reforms, the penance stare, in theory, could be Ghost Rider's most devastating weapon against Jean. If it works, Jean would be forced to relive every life she destroyed, every soul lost to the Phoenix's flames. The sheer guilt could break her spirit. However, the penance stare is not always effective. It works best on beings with guilt, but Jean Grey's case is complicated. When under the influence of the Phoenix, Jean sometimes views her actions as destiny or cosmic necessity, not personal crime. In such cases, the penance stare may fail to bind her. Moreover, Jean's psychic defenses are among the strongest in Marvel. She might resist or even reflect the penance stare back at Ghost Rider. Another key factor is scale. Jean operates on universal and even multiversal levels, while Ghost Rider, though immensely powerful, usually functions within Earth's mystical and supernatural sphere. Though some versions of Ghost Rider, such as the Cosmic Ghost Rider, have reached incredible heights, Jean Grey with the Phoenix still stands among the top-tier cosmic threats. The battle scenario, Jean Grey versus Ghost Rider. Imagine the battlefield, a desolate wasteland between dimensions where cosmic fire meets psychic flame. Jean Grey, her eyes blazing with Phoenix energy, hovers above the ground, her aura warping space itself. Across from her, Ghost Rider roars in on his flaming motorcycle, chains rattling, the spirit of vengeance ready to unleash judgment. The fight begins with Jean striking first, unleashing psychic waves strong enough to shatter mountains. Ghost Rider rides through them unfazed, his hellfire shielding his soul. He lashes out with his chains, wrapping them around Jean, but she disintegrates them with a thought. Jean attempts to tear Ghost Rider apart atom by atom, but the spirit of vengeance simply reforms. She tries mental domination, probing his mind, but finds only the burning essence of vengeance, a mindless, relentless force immune to control. Ghost Rider retaliates with the penance stare. For a moment, Jean falters as visions of the Debari massacre flood her mind, billions of souls crying out in agony. The weight of guilt threatens to crush her, but the Phoenix within her erupts, burning through the psychic torment. Her scream shatters dimensions as she channels the full force of the Phoenix flame, engulfing Ghost Rider in cosmic fire. For minutes, the battlefield is nothing but chaos, hellfire and Phoenix flames colliding in an explosion of universal energy. When the smoke clears, Ghost Rider's skeletal figure still burns, but even he begins to falter under the sheer intensity of Jean's power. Final verdict: who would win? After analyzing their powers, feats, and weaknesses, the outcome becomes clear. Ghost Rider is one of Marvel's most terrifying forces, a being of vengeance who cannot truly die. His penance stare and immortality make him nearly unstoppable against mortal foes. However, Jean Grey with the Phoenix Force operates on a level that transcends even the supernatural. She is not just a warrior, but a cosmic embodiment of life and death. While Ghost Rider could wound her spirit and potentially slow her down, he lacks the universal scale to truly defeat her. The Phoenix's power to erase galaxies, resurrect herself, and overwhelm nearly any opponent ensures that Jean ultimately prevails. Final result: Jean Grey wins. Her combination of raw power, cosmic versatility, and the Phoenix's immortality gives her the edge over Ghost Rider. Though Ghost Rider would fight valiantly and push Jean to her emotional limits, the Phoenix Force ensures her victory in the end. Check out my other videos for more epic character crossovers and battles. Thanks for watching, and stay happy and healthy.